I'm 24 and had been with my fiancé, who's 29, for the past 4 years. Our wedding was planned for November. Everything felt stable and loving until recently, when someone sent him an old sex video of me. The video showed me with 3 men. It was from a time long before he and I even knew each other. I don't know who sent it, but it came from an anonymous Instagram account. Since then, everything's fallen apart. When he confronted me about it, I didn't lie. I told him the truth, including that I'd been with 8 men before him and that I had never cheated during our relationship. But the video really shook him. He said he needed space and moved in with a friend. He also accused me of using him for his money, which couldn't be further from the truth. I've always loved him deeply for who he is, not what he earns. We never really talked in detail about our past sexual experiences. I knew he had never had a girlfriend before me, and he knew I'd had a few relationships. But we never went into specifics. He never asked, and I never brought it up because I didn't think he wanted to know. I wasn't trying to hide anything. I just assumed it wasn't something he cared to hear about. Of course, now I realize that assumption was wrong. It hurts that he reacted the way he did. I feel like he's treating me as if I betrayed him. But this happened before we were even in each other's lives. I was in a rough place back then, and while I regret the choices I made, I can't go back and erase them. I just wish he would see me for who I am now, the woman he's loved for 4 years, not who I was in the past. We spoke a few times after it happened, but the conversations didn't lead to any real progress. He kept saying he couldn't see a future with someone who had been in a situation like that, no matter how much I tried to explain that I'm not that person anymore. He couldn't move past it. It's been heartbreaking because I truly believed we were building a future together. I've contacted a lawyer and reported the video to the authorities. What was done to me was a violation. Even if the recording was initially consensual, it was never meant to be spread. I'm taking steps to protect myself, but emotionally, I'm just wrecked. To make things worse, I now realize there were things in that video, sexual acts or ways I behaved, that I never did with him. He might be wondering why I did those things before but not with him. I never meant to hurt him or make him feel inadequate, but I see now how deeply this affected him. At the end of the day, he has the right to make his own decisions. He couldn't reconcile who I am with what he saw in that video, and that was enough to break everything apart. I still wish he had let me explain fully. I've changed so much since then, and the love I felt for him was real and whole. Losing him over something from the past feels incredibly unfair, but it's his choice. So here I am, left with the aftermath of a decision I made in another life, and the loss of someone I thought I'd spend the rest of my life with. I talked to him for about a month afterward, but there wasn't much left to say. A lot of people had asked for an update after my original post, and I guess I'm only now getting around to it. Thanks to everyone who took the time to read and comment. When I shared the original story, many people immediately pointed out that the issue wasn't necessarily about leaving out details or how many partners I'd had. It was the fact that I'd been involved in a threesome with 3 men at once. That's something many guys would struggle to accept about a future spouse. Even though I've said that it was a one-time thing and I've never done anything like that before or since, I'm pretty sure my ex assumed that if I had gone that far once, I'd probably done other similar things in the past too. Now, I just need to move on. I've learned that I have to be honest early on with anyone I get serious with in the future, because unfortunately, things like this can come back to destroy a relationship. Some people suggested that maybe one of the men from that night still had feelings for me and sent the video to ruin my relationship. Whoever did it crossed a serious line, and I really hope one day they are held accountable. It's incredibly unfair, and now I live with the reality that I may have to disclose that this video exists whenever I get into a serious relationship, not because I want to, but because someone might weaponize it again. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to find out who sent the video, and that uncertainty makes it all worse. It's terrifying to think that it could happen again the next time I start seeing someone. I've been told that it might be possible to trace the source using metadata from the video or the contact information of whoever sent it, but that hasn't led anywhere. It seems like the people in the video would be the logical suspects. I tried involving law enforcement, but they didn't seem interested in helping, which was incredibly discouraging and made me give up on pursuing it legally. A friend of mine went through something somewhat similar. She made a bad decision when she was 19 and ended up doing explicit things on video for someone she barely knew, thinking it was a game. Many years later, her fiancé saw that video, and although they tried to move past it, their relationship ended after a few difficult months. He was religious and just couldn't accept her past, even though it was long before they met. 7 days after my last update, things became official. My ex and I are completely done now. It had been heading in that direction for a while, but it still hurts. I've tried to understand his feelings. No one wants to see their partner in a video like that. But at the same time, I'm hurt that he didn't stand by me. He told me he couldn't imagine marrying someone after seeing that and felt like I misled him by not telling him about it earlier. I get that he's allowed to feel betrayed, but this happened long before I even knew him. I realized it was a mistake right away and never repeated anything like it again. I wasn't deliberately hiding it, it just never came up, and it's not something you casually bring up early in a relationship. Maybe I should have been upfront about it. Maybe that would have changed things. I don't know. I feel like I lost someone I truly loved, someone I thought was the one. And now that chance is gone. He's almost completely cut me off. Even though we had a few conversations after everything came out. I had hoped that taking steps to report the video being shared would help him see that I was trying, and maybe make him reconsider, but that didn't happen. The investigation went nowhere, and the video was deleted shortly after it was sent, so there wasn't much to work with. Right now, I just feel completely lost. This was my first serious breakup, and I know people say time helps, but I'm struggling to accept that it's really over. I appreciate any advice anyone can offer. I just don't know what to do with myself right now. Some people suggested that the most important thing now is to figure out who still has the video and get it deleted. If I had been underage in the video, I might have had more legal leverage, but I was an adult at the time. I asked the police for help, but it was an incredibly embarrassing experience, and I don't think I could go through that again. As for the 3 guys in the video, no, I haven't reached out to them. I haven't spoken to any of them in years, and we were no longer in touch by the time I met my ex-fiancé. I did know I was being filmed and I gave consent, but I asked them to delete it, and they told me they had. Clearly, that wasn't true. We had a good sex life, my ex and I. We were happy with that part of our relationship. Back when the video was made, I had been friends with those guys for a while. I didn't date any of them. None of them tried to hook up with me again after that. And if they did, I wasn't interested. It really was just a one-time thing, and I regret it deeply.